You've probably heard it time and time again. 72 hours, that's enough. 72 hours is a starting point, not a finishing point. Let's talk about why it's imperative that you just start with 72 hours, but you need to have further goals to move on from that 72 hours. Because 72 hours, it's not enough. Hey everyone, Morgan here. So the idea of 72 hours is that help is going to arrive within that 72-hour period. But here's the reality. Help may not arrive until a week, months. I mean, let's think about Hurricane Katrina and all the other major disasters. Help didn't arrive within 72 hours. It was maybe 72 hours after the first 2 weeks. Meanwhile, food is disappearing, water is running out, and people are looting and causing chaos, and there's just so much going on. It's crazy town. So 72 hours worth of supplies, it's a starting point. This is where I tell people, start with 72 hours, but quickly move on from there. Your first goal is an easy 72 hours worth of supplies. Your second goal is 1 week worth of supplies. Your third goal, I was gonna say second again. Your third goal is 2 weeks worth of supplies. Your fourth goal should be 30 days worth of supplies. And let's think about it. If the roads are closed, trucks can't get in. If the power is out for an extended period of time, then grocery stores are eventually gonna run out of food and general supplies. You are your own backup plan. You are the one that is going to thrive in this situation. That's exactly what I want you to do, because a bottle of water and a couple of protein bars just aren't going to cut it, especially not if you're trying to prepare for a family. So we are a family of 5, and this I have compiled what would be for 72 hours. So let me show you just a very quick rundown. And a lot of this is actually going to be for a little bit more. And also, for a family of 5, 3 of these, using 1 of these a day for cleaning, that's hygiene and cooking and drinking. This will be plenty. We have used this for off-grid purposes, and we were using about 1.5-ish a day. That's about how it went. That was for a family of 4. But I'm also, breastfeeding right now with my 8-month-old. So, I am drinking a little bit more water, but in general, it's starting to get hotter and all that. So we're just generally drinking a little bit more water. Now, the way that I actually came up with this is I made a menu plan. But of course, I've been doing this a really long time. But if you're wondering, what food would I stockpile for a 72-hour period for me and my family? Make a menu plan. First of all, you know what your family eats. You're going to prep what your family eats, and then you're going to make a menu plan. You can do that by just taking like a regular, weekly menu and then making your week and be like, okay, how can I prep this? So then we have noodles, but instead of using water to cook those noodles, I'm going to use chicken broth. So I have chicken broth. I also have this 5-gallon bucket of rice here, which just stays in my pantry. This will hold about 25 pounds, and this will last us way more than 3 days, right? But this little bit that sits on my little bit of counter right here is about a 72 hours for a family of 5. If we're talking about a short 72-hour period, we can talk about, using our pantry. So I have that designated stuff, but that's also in my everyday rotation. It's not just designated for preparedness. That's all stuff that's just in my rotation. This is stuff that I'm rotating and eating. I can make these boxed mac and cheeses, right? Because I have freeze-dried milk, I have freeze-dried butter, I have all these things that I can use to make mac and cheese. Food storage is not just designating 72 hours worth of food and water, just this food, and this food can't be eaten. No, it's about stockpiling this food in your everyday stuff, and then as you use it in your everyday preps, you will continue to rotate it. We've seen it time and again where grocery stores are literally emptied out within hours. People rushing to the stores to get their supplies. You don't want to be one of those people. Gas stations are packed with people trying to get fuel so they can get out. Depending on the situation, hospitals can actually start getting overwhelmed as well. I want you to think bigger. Remember, I want you to start with the 72 hours and work towards other supplies like blackout supplies and, books and power generators and battery backups and all these things. You can have supplies outside of the food and water realm. It does not have to be fancy or expensive. It can fit within your budget. It can fit within your storage space. Look at these shelves. Look, if you have a wall in your apartment, you can fill this up with supplies, and I guarantee it'll be more than 72 hours, okay? I have this shelf kind of loosey-goosey put together right now, but I have filled one of these shelves. By the way, I got this at Costco for like 80 bucks. Costco is really the best place. If you can't afford Costco, then, Home Depot and Lowe's will have them too. But yeah, one of these shelves, they will be filled with supplies, food, water, all of your, other gear. You can fill this, you can make this like your emergency survival shelf, right? And just keep it against a wall in your bedroom, in your living room. It doesn't really matter where it is. A lot of people are just like, well, where do I put all this stuff? You can put it literally anywhere. You can put it under your bed. If shelves are really the best way, though, you can even use like a blanket or a curtain to cover this stuff if you don't want it exposed, right? 72 hours might be good for a very quick storm. We've had quick blackouts that are less than 24 hours. But when it really comes down to it, 72 hours for a longer period is just obviously not going to cut it, especially in a really bad disaster. And we don't know how long something is going to go. We don't know how long that power is going to go out. We don't know, because we are at the behest of these systems that can crumble very easily. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to stock up and build the supplies consistently, steadily, without going broke and without needing an entire mansion for all your stuff. It's really not scary, it's not complicated, and it's not going to cost you a fortune, I promise. So stay tuned for my next video. How long should you really be prepared for? Thank you all so much for watching Conquer Tomorrow by Preparing today, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.